Dragon's Bread Quick Bites. Really strange stories in a quick bite.
I saw what I saw!
I saw what I saw, but no one believes me.
Most of us have had dreams that feel as real as waking life. Unforgettable moments lost to the tides of our fickle memories. But imagine having a dream that returns to remind you that what's real need not be remembered.
Hi.
Hey, you sure you're okay talking about this?
Yeah. Well, when I was 4, 5, what maybe woke me up was that I was already waving goodbye to a diamond-shaped spacecraft. Goodbye, and I'll see you again. Like that type of feeling. That's strange because right after that happened, I completely forgot about it. Never mentioned it or anything like that. But
I was, how old was I? I was 11 and Kelly was 9. And it was summertime. Well, it was a girl named Gloria. And she was really, really like run down and poor. And she's the one that said, oh, Kathy, you got to go to this summer camp called Camp Dish House. So when I go home, I say, Mom, I want to go to Camp Dish House. So she signed us up for Camp Dish House. So my dad, my mother and father, they drove us to summer camp. We drove like at least maybe 4 hours. We were straight wilderness. I mean, no mountains. We were in the straight wooded wilderness, real rugged life. But anyway, it was really beautiful though. They made it was really nice, just for children. So my mom and dad was like, okay, this is your cabin, and we get our luggage together, our clothing and stuff, and all the children have their parents in their room too, and setting up everything, and it was really, really nice. So my mom and dad leave, goodbye, yeah, whatever. So we're gonna stay for 2 weeks there. Our routine is this, we wake up, we brush our teeth, we take a shower and all that, and then we do our chores. My job was scrubbing toilets and mopping floors. Most of the children are all black. There's like maybe about, I'll say 20 white kids. There was only white women and then maybe 3 male adults. And there were like about maybe 10 white women. And they were like serious moms. And they even announced, we are your parents. Now, if you disobey us, we will spank you. I mean, they were clear. So I'm about 5 days in. I was playing with my friends, and all of a sudden it was this tall, white male. Never seen him before, but he had on the same camp counseling gear, like the shorts, the sandals, the whistle. He picked me, my 2 friends, Kelly and her friend. So I'm looking around because I didn't see none of the women. So we kind of got a little nervous a little bit, but what he said was, hey, you guys want to go on this hiking adventure where we're going to make s'mores? And we were like, yay! We followed this man up and down the trails, over the hills, in this place called the Sand Dunes. He made a campfire for us. We're literally roasting chocolate, like marshmallows, and we're having s'mores and hot dogs. And he says, okay, now I'm going to tell you this really scary story. It's about a woman who used to live in this area right where we're sitting at. And he told us this story about this woman who got her head cut off. And that her body still roams this site that we're sitting in right now. She roams it at night. So we were just like, wow, this is so juicy. So we head back. Now, as I'm walking behind this man, my sister is clinging on to her friend. My other friend is clinging on to her friend because they're scared to death. I'm not. I'm still trying to figure out, why would this man take us children out to tell us this creepy, scary story? Now it's at night. We're walking, following this man in the dark. We make it to our cabin, and they were all like, Catherine, yay! I washed up or whatever, and they're all like looking at me like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing. So I go to my bed, and I go to sleep. So I wake up around maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. Sounded like Kelly, my sister Kelly, screaming on the next cabin over. She was banging on her door saying, let me in, let me in, hey, let me in, banging. I sit straight up on my bed, like, and then a thought comes to my mind that said, like, oh, that's silly, you know that's not Kelly. So I turn over and go back to sleep. That morning, my sister's camp counselors come to me surrounding my bed, asking me questions like, Catherine, does your sister sleepwalk? And I said, no. She never sleepwalked before in her life. And then I said, was that her screaming by the door? Was that her banging? And then they said, brush your teeth, wash your face, and then do your chores, and you can go outside and play. And when I go outside, Kelly is surrounded by her camp counselors and my camp counselors. They literally have Kelly on this lady's lap, holding her hand, like rubbing her back, like something's horribly wrong. So I stand over by the tree to wait because I didn't want to be around that, you know. Kelly comes back with her friend. And I said, Kelly, what happened? And then she said, I don't know. I just found myself with my arms stretched out, looking up in the sky in the middle of the sand dunes. She said, my arms are stretched out like Jesus. I said, how did you know how to get back? She said, I don't know. That was what's so weird about it. She said, I was running so fast. I don't know how I was running that fast. And I made it to the cabin. And I said, wow. I said, but wait a minute. How did you get out? You need the key to open the lock from the inside, and the only people that have the keys is the ladies. How did you get out, Kelly? How did you get out, Kelly? And then she says, maybe a UFO took me. Do you believe me? I said, well, do you remember anything? And then she says, oh, no, they make sure to wipe out my memory. They know how I am. And I said, yeah, that's right. We were talking like as if we know who they are. Why are we talking like that? Like we knew who they were. We learned that we couldn't leave from that place. They wouldn't let us. Somehow, after the abduction, things started switching. Like the camp started to turn into like we were doing chores, and we weren't really happy anymore. These girls, especially these two white girls, they were always crying. They wanted to go home so bad. We were all trapped. Every child was thinking the same thing. We got to get out of here. In the kitchen, there was a payphone. Kelly was the one that worked in the kitchen. So I said, Kelly, you're in the kitchen. When you're in the kitchen, get a chance to get to the phone and dial 0. Call Mom Collect. So Kelly was like, that's right. So when she got in the kitchen, I was scrubbing toilets. Maria came to me, this other little girl. Said, oh my God, Kelly's talking to your mom on the phone. So I dropped the scrubber, run to the window, and jumping up because the window was really high, and I was like, Kelly! And she was on the phone. I said, oh my God, thank God. Some woman was telling Kelly to get off the phone, and my mother heard her. And my mother was saying, put that B on the phone. Kelly puts the woman on the phone, and my mother cusses her out. You better let my daughter talk. I'll be there in 3 hours. I said, thank God, yes. About 3 hours to that, a camp counselor comes to me and they said, your parents are here. My father and my mother was already in the office. My mother took us to the car, and we just sat in the car and we started talking about all that happened. And then my father came out later and was talking to some tall white men. Okay, picture Samuel L. Jackson. Picture how he talks like, you motherfuckers, and all of this stuff. This is how he talks. And he's from the Army. Kelly was crying. She was so happy. I was just really, really, yeah.